Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of Southborough Connects. My name is Doug Peck. I am currently the chair of the Southborough Council on Aging, and I have been working in the senior care industry for about the last 15 years throughout Metro West and Greater Boston. And doing that, I get to meet a lot of different people that I think it would be helpful for other people in Southborough who want to stay in Southborough and sort of age in place to know. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I don't usually get too much into the sort of the medical area of things, but I'm going to introduce you, to homeopathic medicine. It's a little out of mainstream. And I just want to emphasize, I'm doing this for information purposes. I'm not recommending this, but I do have personal experience with it. My daughter, when she was a young teenager, she had some issues that we were sort of at the end of where we were going through regular medicine. I had been recommended to a homeopath. We went and visited, and the outcome was that her time there, her treatments there, really helped alleviate the symptoms of what she was going through. I have no idea how this works because it's a little different than regular medicine, but my personal experience says, you know, it's worth sharing this kind of information with folks because it's simply a little out of the traditional, and sometimes you need that. So I want to introduce you to Jennifer Scumaci, who lives in Hopkinton and has a business in Hopkinton called Lamplighter Health, and she's going to talk to us about homeopathic medicine. And so, Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much, Doug. I appreciate it. And you're allowing me to speak about my favorite topic, most favorite topic.
Oh, good. So tell me a little bit how you sort of got into this area.
Okay. So I've been practicing for several years, and I did recently open my office in Hopkinton, Lamplighter Health, as you said. And I'm finding working with clients that are looking for a individualized approach to wellness. I came by it like many people, probably through experience. I was looking for a more individualized approach to health for me and my family for some issues that were ongoing. And when I encountered homeopathy, I was really struck by how detailed and thoughtful the process is, because it's not just about a diagnosis. It's about learning about the whole person, and it's a very in-depth process from there. And so I think it changed the way I look at healing and care in general. And then from a personal path, it led to a professional path.
Oh, that's
so
that's how it goes a lot of times.
Yes, it's
so
true.
I think when you talk about personalization, that was one of the things that struck me as well. You know, in modern medicine, you maybe get 15 minutes with a doctor. So if somebody comes to see you for the first thing, what do you do? What they spend 20 minutes with you, a half hour, an hour? What goes on?
Yeah, so I'm always willing to do a 10, 15-minute consultation to anybody that wants to just talk about it a little bit more. But the first step is called an intake, and it's a very, very in-depth consultation, which can easily be hour and a half, 2 hours, because especially with adults. I mean, I see children too, but adults there's a lifetime of experience that's already taken place, and it's we sit, we talk. Everything's confidential, but we sit and talk, and I want to hear about their symptoms, because oftentimes they're coming in for a particular condition or something. And then it's more about learning about their personality, their vitality, life traumas and events, and then their insights and perspectives into it. And then from after that, I don't generally prescribe then and there, because it's a It's a lot of research, so it's a compilation of those couple of hours that we spent together, and then I go and research it to figure out which is the most appropriate remedy for what they're experiencing at the time. And then, that's the goal. And then there's always follow-ups after that, because you want to know what's happening beyond that. Because oftentimes people might have a particular condition, they might have a sinus, a recurring, or an allergy or something like that. But once you heal that, there are other things that come up, because, as I said, adults, we've been here for a long time, you know. So that's the process, and sometimes after that, another remedy might be required, you know. But all the remedies are non-toxic and safe, gentle, inexpensive. I can't say enough good things about them.
Well, that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. First of all, it's not a quick fix, right? No. This is somebody going there and going to look for sort of the magic to happen. Take a pill and things are going to be different. Right. You know, this is really addressing a holistic situation. So tell me a little bit about the remedy, because that's sort of where part of the controversy, if there is any, around homeopathy comes in. Right. It's really natural based, though, right? So you can talk a little bit about it. It is completely naturally
based. It's the bulk of the remedies come from one of the three kingdoms, so animal, plant, or mineral kingdom. They are, without getting too technical, there is no material matter within the dose. It's truly energy medicine, because it is so diluted and succussed. So it's so, I would say, ground up and then diluted over so many times that you cannot locate material within the remedy. I don't know if you want me to talk about what they look like or anything like that, but
well, it's a little tiny pill usually, right? It doesn't taste anything.
It's sweet because it's
sweet,
on
based in sugar.
Sucrose, right? Yeah. Exactly. So every remedy tastes the same, which is nothing but sugar.
Right.
And I think one of the distinctions between traditional medicine and homeopathy is, traditional medicine certainly can help with a lot of conditions, but many times when somebody's given a prescription, unless it's an acute issue, the expectation is that they're going to be taking that medication probably for the rest of their life, the remainder of their life. Whereas homeopathy, that's not our goal at all. I want something to be short term. There may be another one that needs to follow, but it's not. It's to restore the well-being of the body, because the body has the ability to heal. It's just gotten out of balance, and homeopathy provides that support to gently guide it back into balance.
So when you say for the short term, are we talking weeks or months? I mean, just in general, I know it does vary. So
first off, we do treat acute. I mean, we don't do surgery or anything like that, but we absolutely treat acute, and that's a very rapid and quick thing. But oh my gosh, over time.
About how long would a treatment last?
Well, so it depends upon the person and the situation and their overall health picture. So very, very sensitive people, which I do see a lot of, they can have a very rapid response to a remedy. There's some people are so sensitive that we do an olfaction method, which is just smelling the remedy.
Really?
Yes. Or there's even times where you just place it on the skin, and there's that people that are that sensitive. Wow. But for a long-standing issue, you might be looking at a couple of weeks. You might be looking at a couple of months.
Okay. And this doesn't counter-interact with any. In general, with any other medications that they're taking, right? Because the pills themselves, the remedy is not a medical remedy in the sense of penicillin or antibiotics or anything like that.
That's true. We are FDA regulated.
Okay.
But homeopathy is collaborative with really any other modality, any other medicine that people are taking. I know it's really not so easy to understand, but it is an energy medicine, whereas pharmaceuticals work on a different level. So no, I look to collaborate, and I encourage people to maintain relationships with their physicians and their healthcare workers, professionals that work with them. But it's not homeopathy is not an either or approach.
Okay,
It's, work with the individual where they're at.
Right, right. And that's exactly what we did with my daughter's pediatrician. She was a pediatrician at the time. To say, hey, I'm doing this, what do you think? And he was very skeptical. But then, a few months later, he wasn't so skeptical, but he was very supportive.
Yes.
And I think that really helped us to know that, hey, it's not, checked her out, everything is, it's getting better, and it is very collaborative. It's good if they have that collaboration.
I think so too. And that's a nice response to have with your physician.
Yeah.
They're sometimes they're not familiar with it, and it's it gets pushed to the side. But you had such a beautiful outcome with your visits and experience. That's great. Yeah.
So, tell me a little bit about what types of things that you do. What would somebody come to see you for? It's not a broken bone. It's not, so. What type of things in general have you seen, and just from experience, people are seeking this kind of help for?
Sure. So you say broken bones, but we do have things for broken bones.
Oh, okay.
Initially, you wouldn't come walking in my office with a broken bone, but absolutely we have reparative remedies for broken bones and after surgical care and all of that. What I'm seeing a lot of is people coming in for burnout and stress, in addition to long-standing chronic conditions. I see a lot of mental and emotional issues. Anxieties is a big one I see. Depression, sometimes those go hand in hand. I see menstrual issues. Lots of allergies, whether they're seasonal or food allergies, that type of thing. Really, it covers all the bases, honestly.
Yeah.
Even traumatic events, if somebody's had a fall or a stroke or anything like that, the remedies are absolutely supportive for restoring health. So, yeah, it's. You name it, I've seen it.
Well, that's good. We forget that the body really is a holistic system. So I was surprised when you just said, for something like a hip replacement or a knee replacement, but you're putting a new part in your body, and your body has to adjust. And this can help the body adjust to that, is what you're saying. Yes.
And recovery.
In recovery. Just because there's muscles involved, nerves involved, and the same is true with allergies, right? That you're looking to have the body adapt differently to what you're allergic to.
Yes, absolutely.
Anything in particular for seniors, for example, that are older folks that come in? Is it more on the mental anxiety side, or I don't know.
I think I think there's quite a bit of that. I think there has been a development of issues just over time, and then it may present as a chronic manageable disease that they're taking prescriptions for, but unpacking that and supporting the body through that, and then through the process of interviewing and talking with them, finding the patterns and the connections of how they got there, because everybody handles experiences differently, and so you can almost find patterns of this is what this particular person's body does with stress or with a traumatic life event or something. It might go mentally, just emotionally, and it might get sort of stuck there, or it might be a physical ailment, or that kind of thing. So, I see a lot of that, and I think one of the biggest things about it is there is no, I don't put a cap on the amount of time that I spend with people.
Okay.
I let them talk, and then I ask a lot of questions, of course, and then it's just beautiful sort of how it unfolds. It's sort of a cathartic process.
Yes.
That people oftentimes will say to me after the initial that they feel lightened by just that, by talking about it and feeling heard, you know, because I think so many people are finding their healthcare experiences are rushed, and that maybe they couldn't completely express themselves. You know, they get nervous going in, they know it's just a quick period of time, and so I think that's one of the, to me it's a gift, that being able to share those experiences with people and you know, hear their life story.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that part of it. And then seeing them over time reconnect to themselves and restore their wellness, their feeling of wellness and their quality of life. Because a lot of times that's changed. So, you know, dealing with what they're dealing with.
Yeah.
So.
They start thinking about their health differently.
Yes.
And what wellness means.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
I think a lot of times when somebody gets a diagnosis, that's a little bit heavier of something that it gets them down, and they are despairing of that. And that's just another thing that homeopathy can help with, is it can shift that energy of being tied down to, oh, this is my life now.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be that way.
Right. And this is the only solution of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is really, in some ways, I might not say this right, it's sort of, it can whatever you're going through, it can help the whole body, which is what you're trying to do, is really make it either a little more resistant to whatever's going on, or just sort of boost the energy in the right way in your body to make you feel healthier.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. And it's over time, homeopathy, whether you start as a child or somewhere else later on in life, it does boost the immune system. It supports the immune system so that it has more resilience. And to echo back to one of your questions about older folks, I see a lot of grief too, because you know, really older people, they lose friends, or they lose a partner or something like that, and that can become debilitating in and of itself. And homeopathy can definitely help shift that, so it isn't. It's not that they would never be sad about losing a partner or something, but it's not all-consuming. They can go on and live their life.
And that type of thing shows up in your body. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
Mentally, what you're thinking about, what you're feeling, strong feelings, can manifest itself differently in the body, and you don't realize it, like it may feel like a chronic condition, aggravate arthritis, or whatever it might be, and this helps to address that.
Yes, and I think that's the thing about the body, is the symptoms don't lie. As adults, you know, we're used to, this is, you know, we zig and zag a little bit. Okay, we're dealing with this, and we'll limp along or something along those lines. But the body will shift a condition to offset it so it can manage and function, but also to bring awareness to it. You know, if you might notice that pain in your knee more than the fact that you've been feeling down for months or something like that. And another beautiful thing about homeopathy is that it treats animals and plants.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It works beautifully for animals because they're not in their head. They are not going to reason, you know, is this really happening or not happening? It's just their body just responds to it quite naturally. So, and even houseplants, everything. Yeah.
I don't have a lot of dogs, but I have a big dog family. So that's good to know, because sometimes the dogs do get stressed and they do get anxious, and they take Prozac or other, you know, type of medicine like we would take it. And that's kind of strong. You get kind of worried. I do when you send it to an animal, because you're adjusting it for the weight and the body, which is very different than a human body.
Right, and it has such a dramatic effect on them, and, you know, an after effect on them. I don't necessarily professionally see animals in my practice. I'm also a dog, a family of dog mom, one of the things are fireworks and thunder for my dogs, and that's treatable. Another one I have, he just inevitably gets a seasonal ear infection when spring comes around.
Lots of those.
It's treatable too without antibiotics.
Yeah, so do you spend a half hour or so talking to the dog? Or
they follow me around.
They follow you around, yeah. That's interesting, though.
Yes.
That it works on that. Interesting, yeah. I know when you talk about this, I was surprised because it is a different way to think about medicine.
Yes.
And when I met the homeopath that we work with, I was suspecting something a little more shamanistic, because it is the theory is a little strange, it can be. But she sat down, she pulled out her MacBook and typed everything that we were saying. And then I know she had all the information about all the different remedies and what works and how to compose it on her MacBook. And it was just, I was really amazed by how complex what she was going through to really adjust it, then try a little bit, and then if you need to get a little feedback sometimes because you're not taking blood tests or anything. You're just going on your understanding, a little bit of intuition, and what you've learned in the past or what works.
Well, to that I would say there are over 6,000 remedies.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's actually probably more than that at this point. So there is a lot to consider, and that's why the diagnosis is important. And pathology, I'll look at those reports and everything if somebody shares them with me, and blood tests and whatnot. I don't run any of that, but they're markers and they're tools, they're information, and that's important to understand. But again, a diagnosis isn't, you're not locked down into the diagnosis per se. It's really what your body's feeling and your level of functioning and whatnot. And also, I know you say it's true that many people are not familiar with it, have not even heard about it. But it is worldwide. It's the second most common used of medicine next to traditional Chinese medicine.
Oh, really?
So, so
I know it's used a lot in Europe. Europeans have been using it for a long time.
Yeah, the King of England has always had a homeopathic practitioner on staff.
Oh, is that right? Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
I know. I think it originated in England, didn't it? Was it?
Germany.
Oh, Germany. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been around for this isn't brand new. This has been around for a little over 200 years.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's been around, tried, and tested.
It did make it over to this country. So Samuel Hahnemann was the originator of it, and brilliant man. And it did come over to this country. And in the early 1800s, the homeopathic practitioners and hospitals actually outnumbered the traditional hospitals.
Really?
We formed the first American Homeopathic Society, followed by the AMA. So we were here first.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. So it's not a fringe group, folks. It has been around for a while. It's just that modern medicine has really. I mean, you can't turn on TV without seeing advertisements for all these kinds of medicine that you have no idea why you should tell a doctor that you want to prescribe yourself this. But in any case, it's really interesting. It's interesting to know that there's an alternative to that can be looked at, when it's appropriate, and people should just check it out. Besides talking to you, is there any other? Would you recommend any book or anything that people could get an idea of it? Or is it, like you said, it's good to get a 10 or 15 minute conversation just to see, what's going on and what you can do?
I'm not sure about that's a really good question about one book. I think the books are voluminous, and there's a lot of reading, so there's many books out there. And if somebody is skeptical, and that's completely fine, because my thing is be a scientist first. I think people should ask questions and become informed about their health care and their options. But there is HRI, Homeopathic Research Institute. You can go
Okay.
there and find the.
That's online?
It is,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
and find results. We have had the greatest outcome with pandemics.
Okay,
So
really?
cholera and, yeah, if you go back to all,
Wow.
date back, that's all there. That, the remedies healed all of that. So it's, I love
It's
knowing it.
good to know. One of the other reasons I want to bring this on is because one of my issues is that a lot of people, as they age, and because I've seen a lot of this, they don't feel they have control of their health.
Yeah.
And they want to go to the doctor and they do exactly what the doctor says, but sometimes you have to challenge the doctor. The doctor's not always right. You own your own health. And so if you feel that that you want to try something to really improve what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to do that. No, you need to control your own health, or partner with people who have a slightly different perspective, because the body and health is a very complex thing, and
Yes.
not everybody it's not one answer to everything.
Right. I completely agree with you. Don't ever settle or stop your search. I'm a big proponent of all different natural modalities. Acupuncture, osteopathy, massage. It all has a place.
Right.
I believe so. And it should all work together.
Right.
One of the things that's really important to me and my practice is that I would never expect to be somebody's sole practitioner. I would be grateful to be on the team of somebody's, but
Yeah.
to comment to what you're saying, it's the individual who is the team leader,
Right.
and everybody else is an invited, hopefully useful part
Right.
of that,
Yeah.
of their care and their
Yeah.
well-being.
And it's good that everybody knows what the other partners are doing.
Yes.
To share that with
If
your
they
other
share.
doctors, because that's, everybody gets to learn that way. Okay.
Yes.
Well, good. Well, thank you very much. This has been really interesting.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
I'm
thank
grateful.
you for joining us today. I hope you've gotten something out of it. And I've got another interesting program lined up for next time. So I'm looking forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.